Good morning. Trying to keep this video short, but I wanted to get into a few things. I just, did a private process, and I'm willing to help people that need to know some things about it. However, everything's on contract. Just to put that out there right away. However, I wanted to let y'all know about criminal contempt because a lot of people I know and a lot of people that I've actually tried to help have encountered these situations, and like they actually end up in jail because they don't know how to they don't know how to cite code, they don't know how to enforce their authority, and I'm talking about utilizing the law. So there's a few things that I was looking up and reviewing, and in Title 18 U.S. Code, Chapter 23, subsection 3285, it talks about criminal contempt. Okay, so I just want to show you something. I'll show you this. Okay, now this is the codes that they try to use against you, but you're not reading into it. You're not reading into it because every code that they have, I'm just putting this up here so you can read it. Okay, I'll type it in the description when I can. However, I'm putting these codes so you can read them yourself. Okay, that's Title 18, Chapter 402, or Chapter 21, subsection 402. It's 18 U.S. Code 1515, Chapter 73. 18 U.S. Code, Chapter 233, subsection 3691. Okay? Now, they say they're going to hold you in criminal contempt or civil contempt. Civil contempt, there's no contract, or you got to have a contract. And you just object. And you tell them, no, I object. Is it civil or criminal contempt? And they'll tell you criminal most of the time. But if it's civil contempt, there's no contract that you sign. You just object and you notify them to show you the contract that you don't agree to the terms. Then, but if it's criminal contempt and they ever try to tell you, we're going to hold you in contempt, you tell them, I object. Is it criminal or civil contempt? And they'll say, criminal contempt. And you say, who's the injured party? And where's the contract? I don't agree to the terms. Yeah, and you notify them. Because under Title 18 U.S. Code, subsection 3285, under criminal contempt, and I don't know if you want to say Your Honor or whatever, you hear? But when you let him know that under criminal contempt, it says no proceeding for criminal contempt within Section 402 of this title shall be instituted against any person, okay, corporation or association, unless within 1 year from the date of the act complained of, nor shall any proceeding be a bar to any criminal prosecution for the same offense. Okay, which means that they have to take you to court for that in order for you to get imprisoned. Okay, but they just imprison you right away that day and say, I'll hold you in criminal contempt. And even in section, and that's in 3285, in section 402 it says the same thing. You hear? Only difference is that this section says it says or so near there as to obstruct. You hear? This section shall not be construed to relate to contempts committed in the presence of the court, or so near there as to obstruct the administration of justice. Which means near, that you're not obstructing justice. You hear? But the fact is that they're trying to administrate. They're trying to administer, and they're trying to administratively enact or practice. They practice. But when you come with an enactment, because you are the source of the power that they're operating under. And if people's like, oh, how are you the source? Because we're creators. And if I don't choose to recognize that, then it doesn't apply to me. Why? Because I don't have to believe something just because you believe it. I don't have to believe that you think that the world is round or flat and I have to go with it. What if I think we're on a freaking meteorite? On a huge meteorite and they're not telling us? What if I think everything's frozen around us except for that which these two glowing orbs that hover around us have melted. I'm just saying, my way of thinking and my way of life can be totally different than yours. Your religion, my religion. So why we just have to respect that. So what I'm saying is, since we're creators, you have to recognize what you choose to recognize, and people have to respect that, even in the court. Okay? So under Title 18 U.S. Code, subsection 3285 of criminal contempt, the whole thing is, even in 3691 as well. This section shall not apply to contempt committed in the presence of the court. You hear? So that's what I was trying to explain. That every single one of these say this section shall not apply to contempt committed in the presence of the court. Do you hear what I'm saying? So if anybody was trying to tell them, you just tell them in each one of them sections. Or you can notify them. You can tell them, oh, so which one would you be trying to apply? Or which one do you intend to use? You hear, which one, are you using the entire portion of the code or just a section of the code? You can ask them any question, but you can tell them. And under what statute? Because I do recall that under Title 18 of the United States Code and section, well, there's a whole lot. So you could be like, you would have to tell them subsection 3285, 402, 1515, and 3691 state that this section shall not apply to contempts committed in the court. So if you're going to violate that, you'd be violating Title 18 of the United States Code. And you just gotta put it together though in a way that it be formal and appropriate, so that way you can actually be eloquent and actually smooth with it when you utilize these tactics in court. So if you decide to go a certain route, like some individuals I know, they chose to go the private route where they privatize their status and everything. And what they do is they end up basically, utilizing that in court. They take that paperwork and show them that the fact of the matter is that they, you know, have a different status than their agent. There's a lot of stuff, that deals with your approach and how you deal with court cases. So it's really in what you choose to apply. Okay, consent of the governed. All right. So I'm just letting y'all know that you want to put your steps in order in the appropriate way, so that way, as an individual, you can exercise an appropriate status, and at the same time exercise the right process and how to do it, how to file it. um, so that's why I put this videos up, because I think that as an individual you'll be able to, take what I put up here and put it together. And if you put it together, you'll actually know how to file your paperwork. And even if you read those comments, you read the comments, and you'll be able to know how to file your paperwork, how people have talked so much crap, like this process don't work, whatever. So just do you, be you. Be empowered. God bless. Be safe.